I'm going to teach you how to cast on stitches for knitting in the long tail cast on method. Grab your favorite ball of yarn and your favorite knitting needle and let's go. Some people get confused because they don't know how much yarn to reel off to cast on for this. But an easy way to figure that out is to look at your pattern. And if your pattern calls for, let's say, 20 stitches, then what I do is I take my yarn and I wrap it around my needle 10 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this gives me enough yarn for 10 stitches. So if I want to make 20 stitches, to cast on 20 stitches, I would just double that. And if I wanted 30 or 40, such and such like that, okay? So this right here will give me enough yarn for 20 stitches. Just to be on the safe side, add a couple inches, okay? Now, take that yarn, grab onto it like that, okay? Put your index finger in there and your thumb in there. And just spread that apart like that, okay? Now, this side is your working yarn that goes to the ball, the skein of yarn. That is your working yarn. The other is called your tail yarn, and that would go over your thumb, okay? So to begin with this, you do not need to do any slip knots or make any knots to put on your knitting needle. Just take your needle and put it on the top like that. Kind of hang on to it, bring it down, and then, whoops, excuse me, bring it down, and then go up through the thumb, down through the index finger, and back through the thumb again, and let go of your thumb and tighten that up. So you've got 2 stitches on. This is the one that when you put the needle down on the yarn, and this is the one we just made. Okay, so I do that again. Up through the thumb, down through the index finger, and back through the thumb again, and let go of the thumb and tighten it. Up through your thumb, down through your index finger, back through your thumb, let go of the thumb, and tighten it up a little bit. Now your stitches should just slide up and down your needle. They shouldn't be too tight and they shouldn't be too loose. But don't panic, because when you're learning, they're going to be either too tight or too loose. Just keep practicing. Up through your thumb, down through your index finger, and back through your thumb again. And tighten that up. Up through your thumb, down through your index finger, and back through your thumb again. Let go of your thumb and tighten that up. Okay? And that's basically kind of what it's going to look like. But if you have to answer the phone and you come back, now what do? Just grab onto it again like that. Index finger in there, thumb in there. And remember the, excuse me, the tail end is going over your thumb. So you're going to grab it just like that. Pull it down. Start again. Up through your thumb, down through your index finger, and back through your thumb again, and tighten that. Up through your thumb, down through the index finger, back through your thumb, and tighten that again. And just keep doing this until you have the amount of stitches that your pattern calls for. That is the long tail cast on method, and that is my favorite method. Now the neat thing about this is when I'm done casting on, I also have my first row of knitting. So if my pattern calls for, let's say, knit your first row, purl your second row, I've already knit my first row and I can start purling. So have fun, grab some yarn and some needles, and just practice. Bye-bye.